Oh, we might have a visitor.
What
up, dog?
What up, dude?
How you been, man? How's your day? What you wash?
Nothing today. I woke up feeling not feeling so hot.
Hey, man.
I think it's just allergies, but I wasn't trying to stand in the cold room for 3 to 5 hours today, so I just did some house stuff. I had to do a webinar that was put on by our weed-friendly credit union because they're like changing up some finance rules, so they're educating us on what we're going to have to start doing in the next month, which is a lot of financial self-reporting, pretty much. But
yeah,
it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be worse. There are definitely. It could be metric, you know. We don't have metric yet, so. Seaport is the mob. You are correct, Fluff.
Seaport is the mob.
Yeah, that's like the major credit union that services the medical community, but they're a fucking racket.
What were you saying, Colin, when your phone died? You were on you were saying something I was listening to. Fuck. I'm not going to remember it, so don't even put any of that on me, but
I don't know. We were talking about something. I don't know.
Shout out to Grow Up. Shout out to Grow Up for having the vision to bring out East Coast Hashmakers, because, you know, East Coast Hashmakers get slept on, and you see a lot of competitions and a lot of things where it's pinned as a national competition, but it's just West Coast Hashmakers, specifically Cali Hashmakers. And so I think there needs to be, you know, representation. So shout out to Grow Up for fucking bringing Adam and Hannah out. We're going to have a ton of fun out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's like how the MLB has the World Series if the world is only the United States and 2 cities in Canada. Yeah, no. Us East Coast Hatchmakers are definitely a B grade in the eyes of a lot of these people, but they'll get learned.
Oh, don't worry, guys. The Cali's
don't worry,
back to sour.
To turn on. Don't worry.
Don't worry, guys. Cali's looking for and bringing back the sour because, you know, they're gonna bring it back this year.
It's been gone, bro, and now it's up to California to bring it back.
It's up to California to resurrect it. Nobody's been taking care of it or watching it. It's just been gone.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Dude, wait till they find out about Chem D.
Chem 91? Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's so funny. What can you do?
Hey,
At least they're learning finally.
Yeah.
Sour Runts coming real soon. Runts Haze coming even sooner.
Runts Haze.
I love, it's so funny that to me, the pick
I'm in the Runts Haze. Like, I'll buy Runts Haze right now if you have it.
The Piff is the new ting.
For sure. It's like, I'm into it. A well-grown Piff, I'm into it.
Who doesn't love a well-grown Piff? Come on.
It's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love. It's like the Congo. You just do like a couple big ones just because you need it. Get that profile in your life.
So what's next? What's next for you, Colin? What are you working on? Like, what are you thinking
breeding right now. So I'm actually Best Friend Farms and I'm going to bring up some pollen to him, and he's going to hit some of his plants, and we're going to do a collaboration with some of his gas mask because it washes really well, and it's a really, really nice outcross that I really enjoy. So for breeding, that's what I'm working on with him. And beyond that, just going through these outcrosses of the Lemonese, trying to select like some parent stock from that to continue it and work it into the New York City diesel lines. So, yeah, that's kind of like on the docket for me right now. But yeah.
That's dope, man. That's awesome. That's cool. I'm stoked that you're bringing some genetics out.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited too. I'm actually testing a lot of the New York City garlic outcrosses. I've got some S1s in testing. I've got some outcrosses that we did, 2 different varietals that we've had. So we'll see how they go, and I'll reveal more as I feel they check the box. So.
Grumpy, I just want to clarify that nobody said anybody was superior than anybody else. We just identified that there was massive underrepresentation, and then the joke that we all laughed at was the obvious fact that a lot of California is focused on growing or searching through seed packs to find sour terps, and a lot of East Coast growers have held sour for the last 2 decades. So that's the only thing we're saying. We're not saying one coast is better than the other.
Yeah, no, there's no competition, man. Come on.
What are the negatives?
And what I would say, shout out to Heritage for the Whitethorn Rose. Kyle laced me up this past weekend with the hash, the rosin, and the temple ball, and some TK OGKB, which is all really nice. And also, big shout out to Real Deal Resin as well for lacing me up with some of their work.
Yeah, I love what Heritage has done with Huckleberry Hill. If any of you in this chat ever get an opportunity to go to Huckleberry Hill Farms, take it. Don't pass it up. It is the nicest cannabis farm that I have ever been to. It's the only cannabis farm that I've driven up to and immediately thought I would bring my mother to. And then I left still thinking the same thought. So I'm sure there are other farms just, as beautiful or in a different way, but Huckleberry Hill is definitely worth a visit.
Yeah, no doubt. What are you up to, Adam? Did you wash today?
No, I didn't wash today. I was going to, and I woke up just a little. I think it's just allergies, but I wasn't feeling 100%. So,
yeah. Oh, you have what are you allergic to? What's your
dude? I don't know. I've been doing fine all summer, and then just this last week, I don't know what exactly has been blooming, but there have been some weeds that have been blooming, and it's just fucking everybody up. What up, Mikey?
What's happening, buddy?
You beautiful man.
How are we doing?
Dude, we're surviving. How you doing?
What you get into?
Just got home from the day, trying to break in the new rig.
Oh, yeah, dude. That thing is beautiful. The facets on the front side are sexy. Yeah. I like the purple and orange colorway. It kind of reminds me of some stuff that I have.
Yo, that's so cool, Mikey. That one's sick.
Yeah, man. I really like these, he calls them colliders, but the function dome is awesome. And then they got goofy cartoon characters that I like.
I never saw that bubble entrapment work until you showed it there. I didn't even see that when I was at your house. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is the homie Diet Glass. I think he's out of Philly.
Yeah. Diet Glass out of Philly.
Adam, don't tell Mikey how to live his life. I'm just joshing. Mikey, talk to me about the Southern hospitality.
Tell you about Southern hospitality?
Please and thank you.
It's so all the phenos were very gassy. They were all a very good gas. They weren't I feel like we've gotten really into garlics and weird fuels and stuff like that with some of the gases. And it's not that. It's good old school gas. And then there's really positive fruit notes in it in a way that are kind of sharp and that I enjoy. I don't like muted fruits. So I've had like a Sherby bubblegummy one, and I had a peach one, and then I had just like almost like a banana syrupy one as far as the fruit goes.
Beautiful. Those all sound good to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to wash Taylor's peanut butter cream pie by itself, because in the mixed wash, dude, it fucking shone through. I'm gonna I'll have to save you some of this. This was a good one.
Yeah, please do. I'll be back up in a couple weeks. Don't forget about me like you did with the Betty Boop or whatever it was. Back row Betty. There we go.
You've been forgetful with Adam though on a few things there, my man.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, we called this mix macadamia cake. We try to keep it Hawaiian themed when we do mixes for the homie.
Yeah, good. I like Hawaii.
Right next to the beach, boy. Yeah, like we did a papaya satsuma sherb wash recently that we called Lily Koi. It really is kind of got like a passion fruity flavor. This is also a 2-gram jar. I'm trying to convince the homies that the 2-gram jars are the wave.
That is the wave.
They just look so nice, especially in these little jars. They look so full.
Yeah, 2 grams.
Yeah. Like, bro, do you hate the environment? You really need double the packaging?
Old Percy jar.
But yeah, I like 2-gram jars. I like 8 jars.
Yeah, eights are pretty high up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 grams seem more reasonable, especially that the prices dropped just a little bit in the solventless market. So a 2-gram jar seems like a very reasonable thing for people to want to purchase.
And I feel like there's so much stuff that you like. This Sunday driver, Mikey. Why wasn't this a 2-gram jar? Why wasn't this a 2-gram jar, Mikey?
That was just a big old jar. You gotta ask Mike why that wasn't a 2-gram jar.
Oh, this was so good, dude. This was bravo.
Delicious heat cooked Turks.
I know, truly. Got me all fucked up.
There's a couple of them that do well, bro. A couple of them. That one was one that did well, for sure. They don't all do well.
Yeah.
Shit got me fucked up.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to see that next to a cold cure of the same batch. You know what I mean? I don't have...
I was happy with the fresh press. I was happy with the heat tech. I did not like the cold cure on that at all. I don't know what I did or what happened, but it's just crazy dry.
Like, there is nothing in here. There is literally Scooby
Some
snacks.
things dry out that have a lot more alcohols, though, Mikey.
Oh my god, it smells like grape Big League Chew.
A lot of things that are terpenoline forward will do that. The Red Congo does that sometimes.
That's Mikey's favorite.
That is. I love terpenolines. Narrow leaf all the way.
You do? You
I want to stay up for forever and be super paranoid. That's my game. If I'm peeking through the blinds, it was a good tab.
Oh my god, bring that back, bro. I want to name a strain just paranoia.
Hysteria.
Just fear.
If you find it,
that's like, I don't know. That could be like Chem D grown really well. Fear.
Yeah. It's a great name, Adam. I think you should for sure. You should have a line of all like horrible feelings.
Horrible sound. I was thinking about
Panic.
I was thinking about how I want to get a male and then with all due respect to Sir Harry Palms, who I love and appreciate, I think he has some of the worst named strains in like recent years. And so I want to like get a male and then hit some of his worst named strains and then make them even worse named. So like I want to find a male and then hit it to 90 micron and call it 40 micron. I want to find a male, hit it to purple ice water and call it like brown ice water or green ice water. Oh, he's got a string called full melt. I want to hit it and make it half melt. So literally just a small line that's just like basically a whole joke on Bloom's terrible name, but
Anybody breeding out there that wants to do some ghost breeding for Ross Adam?
yeah, let's do it. Let's drop the shit out of it. We'll give the blessing. We'll give the blessing from Harry. I was listening to a podcast today. I think it was First Smoke of the Day. They had some guy on, and I was really digging Homie's podcast. And then he gets to this part where he like linked up with Oni, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that like Oni won that like business divorce." And I was like, did he? Like, depends on what you measure that by. Like, if you're measuring in terms of quality genetics, like, I would say Harry took that personally, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, those guys, you know, it's bound to happen, though.
In terms of hashers, it's like, I don't know what Oni has dropped. Once Harry and Oni split up, I feel like all the actually interesting new stuff has been coming out of Bloom.
We did a Z Cube times something from Tropicana cookies from Oni. That was fire. We ended up keeping a mom of that. Super good. It yields really well. That was one that I think was done last year. Yeah. That was really fire. That was like super tropical. Had super heavy Z terps on it.
We love the Z.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good terp?
Boo!
Boo this man.
Oh, this guy. I mean,
your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer, Mikey.
I don't know if I have a terp that I don't like though. It's that except the swag terp.
The hay terp, the earthy terp.
It's just all different, you know. Like it's all different.
Mikey, look away. It's Skittles terps.
It's like the cross to Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of like the SpongeBob meme with like SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward.
Mikey definitely doesn't like more weed than he likes, like as far as flavors go.
I respect
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm gonna turn down to a
sours. That's your go-to. What's your go-to?
My go-to is anything that reminds me of old gas, but slightly more complex than anything grape.
Nice. That's cool. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Beta carotene. Sick.
Yeah, and along with those tend to be more on like the calming side of effects.
Yeah.
Which is what I really like. Yeah.
Nice. So you don't like racy weed, basically?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, not racy stuff. And then like, so for anything citrus, it has to be backed with gas, and it has to be on the sweet side of citrus. Anything that's like on the rindy side or the drier side, I really hate.
See, we agree there, Mikey.
Yeah. I just think it's funny to talk shit sometimes.
Blueberry,
Yeah.
I like blueberry terps sometimes. I mean, I don't know. There's certain things about blueberry, if it's done wrong, it just tastes bad to me. But
did I ever tell you about my experience with terpinolene?
no. No.
So we used to get packs in every fall that were heavy terpinolene, and it would only be like, you wouldn't get that terp, you wouldn't even get a hint of it on anything else, but every now and then there'd be a pack and it would just be super, super heavy with that. And it's such a weird, unique terp that we never thought that was a weed smell. We thought that was like, man, like they're growing this next to something weird, or they're packing it in with something weird. They're doing this and that. And then like, so I was doing stuff with edibles and adding in terpenes when they were cooling, and just messing around with terpenes for carts and stuff like that. And aside from that, also I grabbed some flour from the PA medical program, and it smelled just like that super heavy terpinolene stuff that we used to get back in the day. And I thought it was odd to get it from the med program, considering we always thought that there was something wrong with it. And then when I started popping open all these individual terpenes, I opened the one and I'm just like, oh, that's what that is. It's not that there was something wrong with it. It was just a smell that I very much disliked. And yeah, within our people, we just didn't like it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone, like, when I was coming up, it was either like super heavy skunk or terpinolene, and then like there was some ecuadorial stuff that was like kind of like mango-y, but it was very rare you got that. You know.
Yeah. We would get all of the different gases, some like hazy ones, some OG ones, and then like we'd get some like really pining heavy gases as well, like the jack, a few other things. But yeah, we got a lot of like pining heavy gas rather than terpinolene stuff when it went outside of that gas spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Philly in that area has always had good herb, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that whole area has always historically had good herb. So,
yeah, I feel like even these days, like I hear people in states, in like rec states and everything like that, and their import selection and pricing wise is not near as nice as PA. It's just kind of funny. I mean, it is like a centrally located state that 80 runs through and everything, but
yeah.
Always seems to have a good traditional market here for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jameson, what are you eating, my guy?
Okay, so I found this company called Righteous dairy-free strawberry rhubarb.
Ooh.
Flavors are so fire, and like you don't feel that bad having it. And like I'm pretty sure like me and dairy don't get along, because like after I eat this, I feel like a normal human, and like I've just had like a after ice cream feeling my whole life that I just thought everybody had after they ate ice cream. But what I'm realizing is I probably shouldn't eat ice cream. But this is fire.
Lactase enzyme, homie. You gotta get a little raw milk in you with that with the dairy, or some lactate or something like that.
I'm down for raw milk.
Yeah. Most of it, like that's if you're lactose intolerant, you can still drink raw milk because it contains the enzyme that your body needs to break it down. It's just when we boil milk, we kill that enzyme. So anything that's pasteurized, it's unless they added it back in afterwards, like Fairlife, Lactate, a few other, like at least a third of the country's gonna have a hard time digesting it.
Bro, when I was growing up, I used to drink so much like horrible processed milk, like so much. Like
Me too. I got real bad with being lactose intolerant when I was in my like heyday of chemical days.
Yeah.
Back when.
Yeah.
There was a thing around here called a hi-ho. There was the hi-ho restaurant, and they had a thing called the drink you eat with a spoon. And what it was like a really thick milkshake, but there was just little hints of chopped ice in there. So that way, like, with a really rich dairy treat, you still feel like you want to drink with it. This was an all around the best thing you ever ate when you were high ever thing. Like, you needed no drink with it. It was perfect in every way. And then when I got real lactose intolerant, I still used to go there every now and then. And sometimes I'd fucking upchuck them after I eat them, but they were still good. So I didn't know like about the enzymes and shit.
Yeah, raw milk or unpasteurized milk, really. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I have a friend who I grew up with that's a dairy farmer, and he has a organic farm that he sells dairy products and milk. And he was saying that people are coming back to him that are like saying that they've never been able to have milk before, but his milk is totally fine, and they drink it every day. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was blown away by that like people aren't lactose intolerant. We just destroy milk, so it's not there's nothing wrong with us. So.
Yeah, no, he's just like, yeah, because we're over processing everything.
Drink that raw milk straight from the udder, baby.
That's right. Get it in, you gangsters. What are you guys dabbing on tonight?
I'm going through a little souffle of stuff that I got from Heritage, Mendocino, Real Deal Resin, and Spirit Light Farm. She gave me this fresh press lemon sour D that's really actually nice. This right here.
What are you using the pure pressure presses as well, Colin, as well as the Axis?
Yeah, I really like the pure pressure presses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've yeah, I mean, it's just for what I am trying to achieve in terms of like just having things ramp through settings and set points. It's really helpful, and I can focus on like the resin. Is it coming out right? I can read the bag, you know.
How much?
Just pumping to me was like, it's fine, it's cool. It's just as you scale, it just becomes difficult.
But like, how did you let go of control and feeling of the bag on the pump versus like, you know, presetting a program? Like how did you
So when you do the staging on the pure pressures, you have a thumb that you can thumb with a plus or minus sign the same way that you would pump. It's just a thumb action. So rather than like using force, you're using your thumb and you're reading the bag the same exact way, right? And the setting is you know, basically automating to what you're doing with your thumb.
Did you have a few blowouts before you figured it out? Like, you can't
of course, dude. I mean, imagine. Well, not really. Actually, yeah, we did. We actually did. Yeah, we did. Early days of it, we totally did. Because, you know, imagine not knowing anything, right? Imagine not knowing anything about hydraulics and being like, whatever, this is going to be easier. Let's go hard. You know, it was just like, bleh. I've actually had like Hash shoot out at us. Yeah. You know, like you know, silly putty kind of style. And you know, you learn, but eventually you get it. It's like anything. It's like an instrument. It's like skateboarding or any of the stuff that you would do. You just got to keep practicing. And as you spend more time with it, you start to understand that the tool that you have can be an extension of what you're thinking. You just got to spend more time with it. And that's where I always use the analogy of instruments, because it's actually really, really exactly the same. You know, like you learn these things and you have your settings, and then you can save your settings, and you can save the different parameters. And then, you know, eventually there's going to be a new OS that will be released that will allow you to string multiple things together. And it more becomes like a sampler or a drum machine where you have all these intentional things that you set up that you can string through and do kind of like, you know, if you want THCA or you want to do a fraction, or if you want to do all this stuff, you can really set it up. You just spend time with the instrument, set it up, read the material, and then of course there's always variables, but that's the ideology behind the OS and the screen, was to give you the ultimate control and the finite control that a pump actually doesn't actually really give you.
Save for like, you know, THCA, terp fractioning. If you're just looking to do a press, how much variability in your programming or your recipe are you having, you know, resin to resin, batch to batch?
A lot. I mean, you're depending on your all right, look at it like this. Depending on your micron selection that you use, you're going to have variation, right? You're going to have different flow rates depending on your varietal and the way that it cakes up or doesn't cake up, or, you know, all that kind of stuff matters. So the beauty of this is like, you can be in the middle of the setting, dude, and drop all the way back down super quickly, or go all the way up if you want to, right? You can go backwards, forwards, and still keep ultimate control and know exactly what PSI you're at by the finite, you know? So that's the other advantage I'd say it has, is like, if you go too far suddenly, it's like, boom, and easy, like right back down to like, you know, 25 PSI, 2 PSI, whatever you want it to be.
How much is it like the cultivar, and how much is it the resin for that crop? Like, what I mean is that you get material, you're processing it, and you get it dialed to a point on your automated pure pressure where you're like, yo, this is the fucking recipe. Like, you literally throw these bags in here, press this button, it does exactly how I fucking want it, and you just repeat that, and then you can walk away. But then when the winter harvest comes out of the greenhouse, you know, is the resin very different where you have to like, you have to reset your recipe, or do you see very little variability there?
Like I said, I think every batch has its own challenges. And I think the recipe that you if you spend enough time with it, the recipe remains the same. And you may skip a step, you may stay on a step longer, right? You may stay at a certain PSI longer. But what it is a really good guardrail for you to be relatively consistent and be able to not go too far or too low too quickly. That's the other thing I'd say. It's really been helpful for that too, especially training new individuals. If I'm like, hey, you know, I'm going to teach you how to press. That's another thing.
Mikey, what do you think about it with your experience?
I wasn't too pumped on originally. But also I'm pressing below someone sleeping oftentimes because I work at weird hours, so I don't want a compressor going off. So that was one thing that I didn't originally take into consideration with it. And I was just so used to the hand feel that I used it a couple of times and then went out and bought a hand pump one again. But the other day when I was pressing out a whole bunch, I was pressing out over 1,000 grams, and I really wish I had some automation. I really like, and also when I used it up there with Mikey in Nature Summit, that guy's hilarious and awesome. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nature Summit.
Out to Nature Summit.
But yeah, so I was reminded that it is just, you are playing it just like you're using a pump, where it is really fine, you know, just using the buttons and everything. You can because that's the stuff that I was given was melt that had been it had been greased out and it had been sitting for a little bit and it was not looking good, so I had to do with it what I could. And, you know, normally that's something I'd have to approach very, very carefully, even on a hand pump. And I was able to have it come out just fine on whatever Mikey's running there. So Mike is the Pike's Peak or Long Speak. But yeah, so I mean, especially if I'm doing a lot of production, I like it a lot. Yeah. I do so many individual things and so much R&D here that I like the feedback of the hand pump. But if I'm pressing out just a bunch of stuff, I like that. I like the automation.
Adam, you're a pretty traditional dude. You don't do any heat. You hand up until this point. What are your thoughts?
We use a hand pump. For a while, I was using the electric hydraulic, which is, you can get that from low templates, but it basically makes it where you can just press a button and it does it electronically. But I had some issues with it because we had the original model, it was just 0 or 100. There was no fine tuning the pump, so they put in like a twist valve for me so I could, reduce like the ferocity in which it would come up. And it was pretty good. I liked it, but I just don't think it's how that thing is supposed to be used. And I was using it quite a bit. So we ended up having some issues with it, like leaking hydraulic fluid. And then I just I got it serviced one time. It didn't really fix it. So I haven't really used it since, but it was nice when it was working. It's a nice like middle ground. You can't feel anything still, but it's a little less work than the hand pump.
Yeah, hand pump's dope. I mean, I started out with when I started doing it was like just Sasquatch was really the only guys in the game that really had anything like Michael and his whole team and all those guys over there. It's like, so I had the Sasquatch 1 and then the 2, and then I moved to the hydraulic after meeting Ben and Josh, flying out to Denver and seeing what they were up to and just like kind of talking to them about my struggles in the lab. And then I don't know. So for me, it's just, they all work though, man. And like I always say, like, it's not totally about your tool to get quality. It's just how much time you spend with it. Even a hand pump can be really difficult, so it's,
I think it's just when, you get up to a certain point in your journey where you're starting to process a lot of material, where you're looking to optimize some of these processes that, before were very attainable and feasible, now are, taking up valuable time. So
totally. Yeah. We just hit walls literally. Like I couldn't, to your point, produce the same way that I can with like 4 of these things. Like 4 pure pressures in a row with like one operator can produce a lot of material.
yeah.
It's like, and once you like get a single press in and you start to feel it out, you can kind of get them all going at once. It's, it works.
Are you washing naked or in bags in your icons access?
We use 220 in the access to the liner, and like
But you
6
don't
trays
use a
will
line.
produce 1,600 grams or something like that.
You're not using the actual capsules, the bags.
Not anymore. No, we stopped using the bag. We're now open washing with a liner,
Okay.
and then that gets refiltered through another 220. So we 220 twice, and then sometimes 190 twice too. So,
How big is the wash vessel that you're using on that?
those are 65s, and then we'll run 4 of those at 15,000 or 18,000 grams a wash on what we're doing. Sometimes more. It depends on the varietal, to be honest. Like some of these, like,
Did you happen?
what's that?
Did you happen to see how Hashtag is holding in their liner versus a ring where it's looped through? They're just placing a stainless steel ring on the inside of the liner to hold it out in place.
Yeah, that's a cool idea too. I mean, honestly, we have these liners and they just work, and I haven't revisited like in liners in so long, man. I just been in a different mode, but I think all of the stainless steel stuff is really cool. I mean, that's what a lot of the original like setups that I ever saw, even before like water hash bags, were like stainless steel screens, So it's like, that stuff is like, yeah, I think that's the wave, but we'll get to that soon.
Yeah, I like this. I like the simplicity of that. It seems easy to clean. Just throw a freaking ring down in the bag, and that's that.
Yeah, no doubt. And like, yeah, I think it's all. Yeah, I think it's. I like filtration of the 220 twice. I think that's a nice. It just helps with some of the particulates, and the same with the 190, even 160. Sometimes we do that twice. So just like keeps everything nice and tidy. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, so like we'll wash like 6 trays, like 1,600 grams or so. So it'll, it cranks, so it's nice. It's like, it works. So I think that's the point of the larger systems for me, is like one person can do more.
Are you washing with ice?
Not everybody needs more. That's the other thing I want to point out. Like, that's like, keep in mind, like, this stuff I'm saying, everyone out here of the world, like, big washes don't. This is just because it's meant for a specific project. Like, if you have a project that merits it, then do it. But I think hand washing and using machines that, doing 5,000, 10,000 gram washes is like, that's a lot per week, that feeds the world. If everybody was doing that, we'd have too much hash in the world.
Are you putting ice mat in your basin, or are you just chilling your water?
So what we do is we have 2 500-gallon tanks that we pull from, and that goes through a chiller system, goes into the wall, which then goes into another holding tank inside the freezer unit itself, and that stays cold. And then that's fed into the other tanks and pulled from, excuse me, from when you're spraying. Because the one thing I always noticed over the years was, like, your washing vessel and everything's cold, but then you go to spray everything and it's not the right temperature. It's like, it's a different temperature. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen over the years ruin really good batches of hash. Not ruin it, but you got to make sure you're pulling water from the right temperature and consistent. It's like that idea of peaks and valleys. You got to, like, just keep it even, because bringing that stuff up even like a couple degrees will change your batch. So yeah, but yeah, that's how we do it. We run it through and we hold it into the room, and then that's pumped into whatever units we need it to. And then we have recirculating pumps. We like to recirculate our water. We try not to do drain to waste. Especially in California, because it's just, we're kind of in a water crisis all the time.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Even on your first wash on outdoor?
Well, we'll cess it, but we don't typically wash outdoor, to be honest, and we don't. So we don't really run into those types of things, but yeah, it starts with our inputs anyway. So we're pretty, we're pretty tight on how we select. So
True.
But yeah, good point. But yeah, no, we don't typically wash outdoor. If it's sun grown, it's going to be like enclosed 2 house or mixed light.
Even that, I kind of want. But yeah,
we totally look at everything, but we also we find our partners to do their part, and I think that's the other part of it. So.
Hand wash system for a small batch guy above the bubble now. I know Hashtag's working on it, but the Bruteless is kind of like the classic, just vessel. If you're looking to upgrade, but I would call Hashtag where you buy a Bruteless, because Alex will sort you out with something better than Bruteless will, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Steelworks. They're really moderately priced, and the bottom of them is tilted rather than being completely flat. So I think that's the next best thing to conical if it's not a center drain. So yeah. And they use closed shell foam rather than scuba suits, so I like them. That was Steelworks, I believe. I think it's a company out of Michigan.
Yeah, they make.
And it might be works with a Z.
With a Z?
What?
Skittles?
Steelworks.
Bro, yeah. You know they put the Z on there, so you know it's good.
He charges
Everybody
extra.
in Cali needs to like it.
If you want it with the Z, it's
If you're not putting Z's on things that don't need Z's on them, you're sleeping.
100%.
Like fruit baskets.
Fruit baskets is the best. With those.
No Skittles, but we put a Z on the end of it. Hype.
Where's Hannah?
Hannah had to go to Indiana for a couple days. She had to go to a funeral. Unfortunately. But she will be back early Sunday morning.
That looks like
Look
good.
at that pudding. Look at that pillow.
Gee.
I'd live in there.
Mikey came
Little
up
Wonka
to
bars.
me, and I only got to smoke his terps because other Mike, Early Hash, had
Mikey
secured
came-
me 2 grams that I specifically asked for weeks prior.
Mikey came terpless?
Listen, you still got to smoke the Southern Hospitality, right?
Mikey, I don't like this trend of just showing up places without your giant chest of terps, bro.
Yo, I love it. Mikey's like, oh, I got nothing. I'm here to smoke your hat.
Mikey, when you start traveling like I do, it's gonna turn into that. You're gonna be like,
Yeah,
I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Mikey is a very different beast than just regular Mikey. He doesn't always have a chest of terps on him.
What?
I have enough to get me high. I had 2 jars.
That's like Bubbleman.
Yeah.
You ever ask Bubbleman for terps? He'll be like, son, I invented terps. Give me terps. He rolls pretty light in the terp chest.
But plus, too, I knew I was going to see everybody. I'm mad I forgot to bug people more about their terps. I just got a little bit of aroma grows.
I need to confirm how many grams I'm at for Q. I need to make sure he's keeping those in the freezer for me. I know I'm at I've got some Goodwill grams being stored up in there. I can just go.
I just want some more of that ASCAP. That was super nice.
I want some more of it, all of it. It's like a gram of the fresh press you could dab in 2 or 3 dabs, really. Delicious.
Yeah. Now that I cure, like that Star Dosey, when you first cure it out, it doesn't have much of a nose, but then when you let it sit for like 2 weeks, it really expresses itself.
The Stardosey, the Mission Hill gas mix, and Immortals shit are things I think about regularly. As far as I'd like to have that jar.
I like the black and blue Magoo better personally, but
Oh wait, yeah, I'll mix those up. There's.
I love Q, but his Stardosey is not my favorite of his flavors.
Yeah, it wasn't mine either, but now I like it a lot more.
I gotta look it up. I gotta look up which one it was, but I think it might have been the black and blue Magoo.
That one had a crazy term.
That number 3 in rosin?
Minoguan.
No. I like number 3. Whatever placed 3rd, that's what I like. That was my
Black and blue Magoo rosin, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. I think it was black and blue.
All right, Jameson, boys, I'm gonna roll.
Peace, brother.
Put it in. Chat with you guys.
Right?
He's already falling asleep. Look at him. He's already falling.
Here's D Terps. Yeah, I'm falling asleep over here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Right.
I need brunch from Professor Q. I need a brunch from Professor Q. I feel like you're gonna get one before me. Though.
I need brunch from Professor Q, first of all. I hate that the chat always stops updating for me.
So the trick is you just open up, leave Instagram like you were gonna check your messages, and then come back in, and it'll update for you. What up?
Oh!
Inception.
Well. They let anyone into this live stream.
I know, right?
Dad jokes
What's up,
enabled.
guys?
How you doing? Do you have your portable hot dabber? Portable
I
no water hot dabber?
I do have my
Oh
portable
my
water.
god. Jameson, what are you sipping over there? The Haterade?
No, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Me and Canadian Dads went to that Unicorn Cup, and he has a proxy, and we're 6-hour drive. We weren't busting out the rigs, and it was all right. It was all right. It wasn't.
Wow, Jameson, definitely make sure you save this live too. Don't let this one go to the.
Yeah, we need
that one
evidence
to
to what
stay
you just said.
forever.
It was, it was
well,
actually like I liked it more than I liked the Puffco.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I haven't used the Peak since we got the proxy.
Yeah, I don't know about
And
loved it.
then the other thing too is that our buddy blew us an attachment. So I don't have like the stock class anymore.
Okay.
I'm rocking.
Can I
I'm
see
rocking
it?
some custom water.
Kimo loved it.
So
Yeah, so it's sick, and it's got more like headspace down here.
yeah,
So it hits way better.
does it have a choke on it? No, I think it should. I think it should straight up. I think it should have a choke on it.
I've seen some of them have like a.
I'd want to
like a carb.
build it up and then shoot it in.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I guess realistically, you could just.
Yeah, we'll just drill a hole in there, no problem.
Yeah. I'm telling you, put a choke on your new Puffco glass.
You want it to be like a snorkel, though. You want it to go all the way down to like the bottom, kind of.
Oh, you're about to take some Puffco.
Shout out to the homie Landrace Indian who popped in.
It's like. I'm traveling. It gets the job done. I'm in a place where I'm definitely not supposed to be rocking stuff like this, so it's more discreet than a blowtorch.
Yeah.
So it's convenient.
I didn't take my own rig setup with me because I forgot that, like, my homies up there, they have a rig, but it's not quite what I'm looking for, and they don't have a Temp-Tex. It was
Sound
rough
like
going.
good old country boys.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you gotta be heating it up with a propane torch.
Yeah, so that's your preferred torch. So
Me and
Map gas, bro. I rep the map gas. Come on now.
Me and Adam didn't have like Temtex for like the morning at Regen, and like we were pretty impressed with our old wrist tech skills.
dude, there was a time where we didn't use Q-tips, let alone Temp-Tex. These children are spoiled. Bring it back.
Dude, I was impressed. Like I served many dabs at Regen, and somehow I managed to not hurt anyone. And that's saying a lot because I tend to.
Yo, we should have a club that is to get in. You have to roll a joint and take it like a dab with your wrist.
Yeah,
That should be like.
yeah, that life.
Like,
Dude, I got more red hot dabs at melting of the heads using Temp-Tex than I did when I was using timers and my fucking upper lip.
Yo, I was doing fine with these. I don't know why you guys were failing. I was doing just as good on those as I
Bro,
was
there was
one.
there was a dab right that was just not working somewhere.
Well,
And-
every single one of those things is so different.
It was mine. It was mine. Canadian dabs identified that my dab rate is very hot.
I
Dude,
mean,
there was you
but that's
you saw it.
It works for me. I like it.
Yeah.
That video that LeGros got of me where I fucking beat my chest. That's literally because of a fucking glowy.
Oh yeah. No, you were trying to get it out of you.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out.
tried to do one with a timer the other day when I was up at my homies washing, and I didn't wear my mask a bunch the day before because we were, explaining stuff the whole time. And lungs were already beat, and it was a scorcher. It hurt really bad.
We got to get those like in Alien movies where they have the full helmet and the like air pack is on the bottom and they can just talk normally. That's what we need, Mikey.
Yeah.
Some straight spacesuits so we can converse in the lab.
I picture like Steve Zissou aquatic suits with the little radio built in,
Dude, I love that movie.
Big life.
I could see Mikey working on a boat.
Yeah.
Definitely. My
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely has this angry sailor look. What?
I have Jolly Rogers all over on me too.
When are you going to New York, Mikey? Or wait, I'm going on
with your kid. I'm going on on the 20th.
Yeah, that's dope. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Have a good time. What are you guys gonna do?
Taking them to some giant comic book store, and we're going to one wheel around Central Park a little bit. I'm gonna see if there's any. Yeah, I'll go over and see if there's any acrobatic people in Sheep's Meadow. That's if you want to do circus stuff, you go to Sheep's Meadow.
Cool.
So yeah, a little bit of what he wants, a little bit of what I want, and then we're going to Boston for a couple of days because he wants to go to Boston. I don't know. I'm gonna take him to the aquarium.
The Boston Aquarium is fire.
It is.
Nope. We like aquariums.
Yeah. And it's like it's like basically Faneuil Hall.
Yeah.
Flea Market.
Yeah.
It's like very close, so there's tons of like food stalls and ice cream and all of that good stuff.
Go to the north and get some cannolis for your boy.
That's I'm gonna hit up.
Go to Bova's Bakery.
What's that? Yeah, my that chef that I dated for a little bit from up in that region took me all around Boston. Still homies with her, so I'm gonna hit her up for recommendations. She was taking me around to a bunch of good spots in Boston when we were out there.
Bova's is a smoke crash.
Bova's is tight. It's one of the only 24-hour spots in Boston, and they have the most phenomenal baked goods.
Dude, their tiramisu is to die for. Like,
so good. Oh my god.
That's one place where I will throw me down some processed carbs. I don't really fuck with any desserts, but tiramisu, you got me there.
Bro, it's so good.
So good. Like, we would get a thing of it, and I would sit in the car and start to eat it, and it wouldn't make it all the way home. It's
Definitely
a situation where I want to share this.
I'll get in the restaurant, say buy one for later, and eat the one for later on the fucking way home too.
It's good shit.
I want
We're
Bova's
still looking
so bad.
We're still looking for a location for Moth. Unfortunately, the one that we were pretty looking seriously at isn't probably going to work for us. So we gotta get creative.
I found the business card that the guy from Long Island gave me. So we had a GLG thing up there, and we were able to session stuff while it was going on. So
Yeah.
imagine that would be the thing for
But if anybody's got anything else, but yeah, if you've got their card, call them for sure.
The good is that literally nothing can stop us. So
No, nothing's going to stop us. We just need to put it out in the community, and good things will happen.
yeah,
But
make it happen.
But yeah, I got that news today, which is kind of a bummer. But
So weird.
Better news: Adam and Hannah are coming on to Between Two Heads on September 9th, which is a Friday, a special Friday episode. So make sure you guys check that out. That's going to be
Prepare yourself. Get ready.
But
a lot of fun.
What's up?
I'm gonna say something stupid that's gonna hurt somebody's feelings because that's what always
The last time it was Mikey's. Remember with the
Yo, I know. And the
Oh
thing,
my god, I forgot
Why do you
about
hate
that.
cartoon characters?
and Mikey was
Why
like,
do
"You
hate
mean
cartoon
like this?"
characters?
And you're like, "No."
I'm like, everybody except for Mikey. God damn it. Like,
Listen, I'm just a big child. That's all. That's why I like
There's no
cartoons.
cartoon characters on this packaging. What are you talking about?
Mhm.
Oh, that was too funny. And then
Yeah, that's the way it is now.
like replayed it over and over.
I'm pretty sure that we were on again because someone couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I said that everyone was bitch made in that episode.
Yeah,
which is like,
yeah. You get like very quickly wound up, and then you're like, "Fucking, I'm gonna say some shit." That's what happens. Like very quickly, you're like, "Oh, Hannah's getting turned up," and then you're like, "Damn, she just said that shit."
I think sometimes.
It's too.
But the thing is generally depends on the audience, but most of the time I'm like adorable enough that I can kind of get away with it. But it just depends on the audience.
Yeah. I sometimes you're like, whoa, damn, she just really went there, and then she came back, and now she's still here. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah. But generally, I don't know. I would say that I'm a pretty intentional person. I don't say that shit unless I mean it for a reason. Like, if I'm saying some shit about you, it's because you deserve it and because I have receipts to back it up. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, because you suck.
But yeah, you guys have a busy next couple of months. Everybody does. That's fucking awesome.
It's
Very excited.
good. I'm excited for Canada.
Canada's gonna be dope. Canada's ready for you. Canada needs some culture. I'm very stoked.
It's so fun. I'm excited to see Jameson on home turf.
Oh, Jameson on home turf is pretty cool.
I know.
Crazy.
I hope to get like adorned in Hill gear. That's my goal. A couple of shirts, maybe a couple.
I will
suits.
roll up in a custom Mission Hill sweatsuit for you.
That's
like sweatpants, the shirt, the hoodie.
Adam, are you paying attention? Are you taking notes, Adam?
Write it down. Write it down.
Write this down.
Yes.
Oh no, it's gonna be really fun. There's gonna be a lot of people. There's this guy who wasn't gonna come and is now coming. His name's Gord Nickel. He's like this old school legacy dude who moved to the end of the road, like really remote Canada to basically grow for the legacy market. When his kids like finally graduated in 2018, and then it legalized. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go legal." And he was one of the first, or I think he was the first licensed micro in Canada. And he's been like super vocal about like all the bullshit. And he makes hash. Like he doesn't make hash like we smoke. He makes like traditional hash that he grew up smoking, and he's super passionate about that hash. And I think he's gonna be on the panel with us and Cherry Blossom Bell and Madame Cannoli, and then there's that movie, Frenchie's movie, which is like I think gonna be probably pretty neat to check out, which will be fun.
Oh, I didn't realize the movie's gonna be playing. I'm like, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's the premiere of the movie.
Fuck yes.
Like global premiere, but yeah, it's we get to see Frenchie's movie, which is very cool. I'm super excited.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Very excited.
people are going to be in town because it's they're copying like the U.S. where for some reason the cannabis industry feels the need to step on everybody's toes. All the Flowers has chosen to be, or one of them has chosen. I don't know who, but they're both right there. So everybody's in town for that weekend, one way or another. That week, so
It's gonna be lit.
Good. And
it'll be a lot of fun. Just smoke
Look
a lot.
out, world.
I'm gonna like have a bag that I'm gonna travel with 2 bags from Calgary to Toronto, I'm gonna leave one bag in Toronto for my brother to send home, and I'm gonna continue on to California with the clean bag. It's gonna be, making sure everything's organized.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. This international travel is domestic travel. Han and I've got no problem, but
Oh yeah, no, domestic in Canada, it's like, yeah, it's pretty obscene what you can travel around with. But,
yeah, we chose to fly into Canada because I didn't want to drive through the border. I feel like it's just easier. I don't know. Yo, shouts out to Jacob, my guy. What's up, dog? Dude, so many homies in the live tonight.
bro, you're blowing up. You're going to Canada to talk about that. It's big things.
I know. What a trip. What a trip, dude.
Yeah, no,
I
flying.
can't wait.
Flying in is better, for sure.
Yeah, that seemed like the vibe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Oh, I wish we had more time there. I wish I could see all of my all the sites I want to see are just Drake related for the most part. But
This guy. This fucking.
like, are we even gonna have time to hit the OVO store? Like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Bro, are you?
I do have OVO fucking merch though. You better believe it.
Also, he's not joking.
That's crazy.
I'm not joking. When
What's
I
OVO?
bought my first
It's the
piece of
Drake
OVO
stuff.
merch in LA. I
What?
also met Travis Scott. So
What now? What's OBO?
oh, don't worry, Mikey. You're fine.
Don't worry, Mikey.
Okay. All
Relevant
right.
in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's
Or
it's
best
Drake's
offer.
merchandise brand.
I guess you do have
That's
other
what it is.
team stuff too.
Or best offer. Like when somebody wants to sell something, they're like $6.99 or
Oh,
OBO.
this is OVO. That's crazy, Adam. Like, what would be your top 3 OVO tourist sites if you were to have all the time in the world? Top 5, even if we're that serious.
Top 5. I'd have to do some research.
Okay,
honestly.
top 3. Let's not be. I don't want to put any pressure on you here.
I mean, honestly, I would just like to go to Toronto and see the city a little bit in general. I wouldn't probably do anything more than go to the OVO store. Anything else would be probably creepy.
Adam wants to drive through Toronto at night with his windows rolled down with running through the city by well.
Yeah, Drake would be the only thing allowed to play the entire time we're there.
That's what I
until we hit Mississauga, and then we can play Party Next Door on repeat.
my God.
Are you guys flying into Hamilton? Or are you flying into Toronto?
I think it's Toronto. I don't think there was anything into Hamilton,
True.
which is fine though.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Canada, I was in Mississauga.
Nice.
I go to my mom's cousin's friends.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I want to eat when I'm up there, and we're not gonna have that much time, unfortunately.
Oh, there'll be good food. We'll eat. We eat at these things.
Oh, me no.
Adam, did you take a dab out of this when I was up there?
What are you
Did you
talking
try
about?
that? That jar?
Did you take that right-handed scoop there? I don't recognize it. Did you scoop that scoop? I don't
No.
recognize it.
No, he was saying that I didn't bring anything up, but I feel like I got him to try that. That's the number 26.
I was just joking. You did not come empty-handed.
I was close to empty-handed. But I feel like I brought that jar. Did you take
No,
a
you
dab
have a
out of
little
my
shopping
jar?
bag of jars.
That scoop. That's
Yeah,
there
there was a dab right. There's a dab right there before, guys.
The,
Well, no, yeah.
So Niagara's dope. Oh, that's cool. You grew those? That's
Oh yeah, and I
The
made
state
tomato
road.
sauce.
Our pepper plants are popping off too, which is exciting.
They are. It's gonna be hot this week too, so hopefully a bunch of them ripen off.
Thanks. I have a couple of pepper plants out back just doing their thing.
We got some orchids. Cool.
That
These
bed I
are
didn't
all
take care of.
single source peppers.
Fire.
Single source. But we have at least like 100 peppers still out there, just waiting to turn into a color that I want.
Ready for the T Beazle collab.
Dude.
The funny thing is that I carry a bottle of Forced Collab TV melt hot sauce in my purse. It's like I would say it's like 8 parts Hill melt hot sauce, 2 parts T Beazle hot sauce because it's spicy. So pretty funny.
For such a white guy, man, that makes hot sauce.
I'm only white on the outside, baby.
I'm white as hell on the inside. I can't do hot sauce. For real. It tears me up.
Woo!
My stomach can't handle it.
Oh,
I mean, it's not that.
It's no joke, that Beazle
Like,
sauce.
yeah, I enjoy the taste of hot sauce, but I have dorky white guy guts that don't handle it well.
Well, you know what the nice thing is? When we make medicated hot sauce, it kills the heat.
Mm.
Woo!
Word.
God damn that motherfucker.
I made a bunch of pork belly today. It was fire.
Oh, talk dirty to me.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you cook it?
Smoke it?
So no, I put it in the little toaster oven until it was most of the way done, and then I just seared it and pressed it a little bit. And I add just a touch of like a low sugar barbecue sauce. But I did some of it plain because last night I did, let's see, sweet potato, cauliflower, onion, and there's something else. Oh, and carrot. And tikka, I roasted all that and then did onions and butter and a tikka masala sauce and then put that over it. Came out fire. And so I did that with the pork.
It's so beautiful. It's so haram.
I like it.
Butter chicken
Yep.
pork. That's the most beautiful thing I've never heard before.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just, whatever. I mix all sorts of weird stuff. I also cooked a bunch of like carne picada and Saison.
I love the Sazon seasoning.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
I get the big box. Check it. The big boy box.
The big boy.
Throwing stuff. Shout out Stay Fair Speedy Sauce. If y'all know nothing about that, that's really, really good. You can put it on like pork with portobellos, good fatty pork. You can do chicken thighs in it. Or you can just do it with like chicken breasts and some mozzarella and do that in sandwiches. It's like a vinegary based sauce. It's really good.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a witch told me about it. Her name was Rain.
She identifies as a witch.
Oh yeah, her whole family, they were witches.
Hi, Matt. Oh, how
Like her mom dated one of my older buddies, and when they broke up, she filled his bed with cat shit and needles. I don't quite know how that's like a spell or something, but it seems witchy.
Is that witchy or is that just crazy girl shit?
Yo, stay with
I think if you call yourself a witch, that just means that you're a crazy person. So
Yeah.
Canadian.
I was talking to a friend about Tinder nightmares the other day, and he was telling me a Tinder nightmare about how he matched with a girl and started talking to her on Tinder, and he also self-identified as a witch, and then basically their courtship, as you would call it, did not end well, and she was like,
She hexed him.
"I'm on you." Yeah, she was like,
Horrifying.
I tried to be very nice to these people because actually their family tree has like a super famous Wiccan doctor that's written books and stuff, and like if you Google him, he comes right up when there's the Wikipedia pages and stuff about him.
Don't fuck with the occult. Don't do it.
Do not.
It's not worth
Yeah,
it.
I was dating her for like a month, and then I found out that was her uncle. I was just like, oh, okay.
That makes more
I'm
sense.
gonna be
now.
nice. I like bowed.
Dude, so many horror movies could be prevented if these people just didn't fuck with shit they didn't understand.
Yeah. Dude, there was all sorts of stories about like that dude growing up and stuff. Just, I don't know, weird stuff. Pork belly came out fire though.
That's
So
the
the
moral
other-
of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I do it for
Yeah.
pork belly.
I need to do more roast. I need to do more roasted sweet potato. It's really good.
I love sweet potato.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going on the record as like they're crazy. I'm not saying the girl said she was gonna hex him because he didn't want to like date her.
Yo,
and that's not.
I don't want to talk about witches anymore. But
Jameson's like, I don't like that.
I don't like any of this. I don't like talking about it, putting it in my mind. I keep it away. It's resin in here. That's all. But it says gotta do. So Defiant Extract says gotta do a Legends series. Bet people would be surprised who pushed the star system and brought freeze dryers to the mainstream. So like, I feel like I know the answers to these questions, but like, I feel like you posed that as if the answers that we all assume are probably not the real ones. But like, I'd be interested.
I have a question about that.
Go for it.
Who cares? Who cares who invented the star system? Seriously. No, I'm serious. Why is that important? Why is it important? I want an explanation of why that's important.
Somebody who's writing a book would care. That's
Yeah, somebody who's writing a book, great. Other than that, why is it important to me? I'm not writing a book. It's used, like it's a thing now. Cool. Somebody invented 420. Somebody invented a whole bunch of things. Somebody invented drinking water so you don't die. I don't know.
I'm not saying you don't have a point, Mikey. I'm not saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I invented drinking water.
Yeah. Like, I
Google
don't,
that, my name comes up.
I just like it's cool when people originate things, but it's just like, like people are innovating all the time. It's not like if that person didn't do that, someone else would have come up with something else, possibly even something better. So it's just like, yeah, people did things. I don't know. Are they still doing cool things? What else have they done?
Yeah.
True.
I don't think the star system is long for this world. I just don't feel like we live in a generation that would be like how good your car? It's like, well, my car's 4 gold stars. You know,
Listen, don't take away my indica and sativa, bro.
I think that, if you ask the car community to determine the quality of their car with 4 gold stars, they would probably be pretty upset about that. So, yeah, I think that it's going to change. I think that the rating system, and we also have to delineate. And I guess I don't know if we do, but the correlation that we're really measuring the cleanliness of the melt. And so if we just use gravimetrics, we're just measuring the cleanliness of the melt and how clean. We're not measuring anything else. So not just saying.
And just the meltability of it. That's always been one of my big arguments against just basing melt on the star system. Is that I think it's a lot more about what's contained in those heads than just the ratio of oil that's contained in thinness of a cell wall that still allows stability to be extracted. Like you're looking for some perfect ratio, but that doesn't mean that the oil that's contained within that head is the perfect oil. It just might be the perfect head. Like I'm looking for the perfect oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the star system, it's only telling you about that first thing that you're talking about. It's not telling you about how good this stuff is. Like even that the Hamma, I would put that as the best melt that I've smoked, and that wasn't, I've had stuff that was more melty than that. I produced stuff that was more melty than that.
There you go.
But it was fantastic.
There you go.
The stuff contained within the heads is what I was looking for.
Mikey doesn't even smoke melt.
That's
I'm I'm healing my lungs. I'm gonna come smoke all the melt, bro. Next time I come up, I'm coming up with only lemon melt. That's it.
Only lemon, bro. I got
Lemon haze,
Is
super
it
lemon haze.
lemon from California? 'Cause that's
Yeah, Cali. It'll just be Cali lemon melt. That'll be the only name on the jar.
Strictly from Cali makers who only rep
Good.
Cali.
you know
Speaking of
I would
lemon
go as
hash,
far-
though,
that those are the only makers that know anything about anything.
Aloha
Yeah.
came over today, Hana, and left you a dab of Creme de la Creme mixed with lemon face from High Street.
Nice.
That shit is water. One Q-tip. Slap that motherfucker checked all the boxes. That shit had terps, melted well, unbelievable.
I'm excited to try that. Everything I've had from him has been really fantastic.
Stupid.
And his dog.
Stupid ill.
Not the
How about
dog.
stupid ill moves? Feel like me referencing the movie Fresh is a little bit old for most of us.
Bum bum.
What's the craziest terp that any of the three of you have had recently?
I had a gypsy soap, and the Schwale genetic, headphone jam, super unique terp, super like, kind of like, I'll always kind of remember that terp. And it's hard to describe, but was really unique and funky.
Funky.
Cool.
Cool.
What's it?
I really liked we ended up calling the Aloha Gas Mix macadamia cake
Okay.
because the peanut butter cream pie is the predominant terp. It's super peanut buttery.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I think Mikey would really like this.
I'm excited to try.
It does sound like something I would like. I do love peanut butter toast.
Are those Terp Wizard seeds?
No. It's Taylor.
Oh.
Peanut butter cream pie, in parentheses, blue raz pheno.
Got it.
Although it was very much peanut butter phenos from what he found.
Good. Peanut butter breath is awesome. Shout out peanut butter breath.
You would love this, Mikey.
Yeah.
So I should probably sell all of it.
You should sell all of it today. Get rid of all of it. Definitely don't save any for like in 2 weeks.
Definitely won't do that.
Son of a gun.
Son of a bitch. I'll just like make you have to buy it from a third party like I did yours.
Whatever. I got a card. I'll go to the store. I bought plenty of your stuff from the store. So if we want to talk about it,
I'll never make you do that ever again.
I will make sure that there is some saved for you.
yeah.
That's what
I bet you
terps are
have receipts floating around here for like $2,000 worth of mission. I bet you I do.
God bless you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna hit the hay in a little bit. I gotta wake up early and I'm gonna go put a bed together for Hannah's mom.
I'm gonna get those bangers out to you tomorrow, so everybody will have access to the Mission Hill bangers once again.
Huge shout out to TNT.
Oh, is TNT in here?
Yes.
Dude, TNT, you literally got me inspired. I am getting magic seeds so that there'll be more magic BHO because
Running low on our.
this I don't believe in witches, but this is some fucking magic right here. God damn.
That's amazing. That stuff's so good.
It's really nuts.
Yeah, so we're getting 30 F5 seeds. Oh my god, I can't even open it. God doesn't want me to take a dab of it right now. No, nope, that's just kidding. God smiles upon me.
Wow.
Oh god, it's so fucking good.
It is really that good.
Oh god, like a fine wine, you dirty slut. I'm gonna take one of these with y'all for my good night dab. Hold on a second, I'm gonna see if I can get TNT. Yes, I can see the chat now. Oh my god, yes, that'd be so fire.
Adam has been storing that in the freezer for so long, and like up until very recently, that was a jar that would stay in the freezer, and the dabs taken out of that jar, very ratioed. You know what I mean? Like, can't be taking big dabs out of that jar because those terps have to last.
Yeah, no, those are fire terps. Those are special.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Carter for linking me to the homie who actually made this strain. Apparently, he was, I can't remember if it was his electrician or his plumber, but
I'm pretty sure electrician.
which is tight as hell.
Super funny.
Dude, I used to have a magic shirt, and then the dogs ripped it up.
But
That's how dedicated I was.
It's literally ripped up because the dog ripped it, but we still have the front of it because the front with all of the like writing and stuff
Wait.
on it is it.
Did you make it or did homie make it?
No. So you can really only get this magic from this one spot in Boulder called 14er. And it's like, yeah, they've done a really good job at not letting it out.
I shop there.
It's fantastic. It's so fucking good. But yeah.
I got really, really good Mac 1 live resin from there.
Dude, I don't even know. All I know is magic.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever ran the strawberry banana from them, the 14er cut?
I believe so.
I haven't. I've heard about it.
You know what? I might not have, but I think it might also just be kind of similar to the West Coast cut. Yeah. The only strawberry banana fino that I ever smoked that was vastly different was the one that was floating around Massachusetts, the Mass Genetics cut. That one was like a strawberry banana smoothie. It was creamy and sweeter, less earthy.
Interesting.
The people in Rhode Island are really fun. Banana.
Oh my god. Yo, make BHO great again.
You don't think you're going to find anything that washes in that F5?
Nothing. Not a single thing. I don't. And that's okay, you know? That's okay.
Worth it.
Yeah.
So are you going to have it ran for BHO?
Every single time. And we're going to smoke 75% of that if I had to guess.
Yeah.
The other 25% is going to me.
It's like, it's so good. And honest to God, bro, like people, granted, I haven't gone out and tried smoking any live resin recently, but most of the stuff in Maine is this cured resin, which is really just people's like CRC trim runs.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard finding people who love BHO and people who grow fire material. Like, so many people are caught up in the hash yield right now. And that's why you gotta grow some shit that doesn't fucking yield in hash. And then, who knows? Like, maybe you hit that fucking magic F5 with some pollen from a hasher, and maybe you can work it in eventually. But it's like, I just like this terp. I wish more people could smoke it, because I don't know. Every time I show people, I feel like it's a unique thing that people haven't smelled or tasted before.
I feel like Immortal's got some pretty unique terps.
For sure.
I feel like that. Mikey, are you in like a blue light therapy room, or what are you doing?
No, I'm watching my kid play games. He has like a whole like streamer set up in here. His room's really awesome.
Oh, that's dope. Sorry.
Dude, he gets me. He says magic because he's in crayon.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. No,
Dude,
you're
I'll
not
send
going on
magic-
camera.
I'll send magic to
Yeah.
Taylor, and he can hit it with some pollen.
Yeah.
That is a
Magic.
great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Magic to Taylor. Yes.
Yeah, we
Dude.
painted his room up all cool.
That's awesome, bro. It looks cool in there.
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
Oh gosh, that was so good. Like, this is what good BHO should look like. It should not be fucking white. Oh god.
Yeah.
So good.
Here, I actually have a little bit of good looking BHO.
That
Oh,
stuff. Yes, the magic in the pit. Worth it.
I think Immortal, like you got to do a trade with Immortal so Hana can get some terps. Because
I was talking to him. I think I'm waiting for that. He just did a Cuban Black Wilson wash, so I'm trying to get like a little mini mixed pack from him, and I'll be like, "Custy me, brother."
oh yeah,
I don't care,
I'll be custom.
because he was telling me it doesn't wash crazy well, and he's got to charge, and I'm like, I
yeah,
don't care.
charge.
Something
Yeah.
that I
So
would so happily be custodied on.
Yeah, that looks fire, Mikey.
that one's Sunday Driver. Yo, this one. Guess what that fucking stands for? It's the most main name I've ever heard in my entire life.
What is it? MIC?
M and L. It's just M and L.
Moose and lobster.
Moose and lobster. Moose and lobster. Yep.
Oh yeah, Dynasty bred that specifically for Maine Outdoors, if I'm not mistaken. And he named it after our state's pride and joy.
Yeah.
good.
I fucking- I was just like, what the hell is ML? And then I looked on the bottom, moose and lobster. Not lobster, lobster. That's
Lobster.
right, buddy.
But the
Yeah.
that's too.
God bless.
I'm blessed. All right, guys. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go hang out with the kid before he falls asleep. Night.
Good
Peace,
night.
bud. Dude, TNT. God bless you. I'm trying to remember what other shit I fucking smoked from you back in the day. It was so fire. I think there was some guava something, guava Stardog maybe. That was fantastic. So long ago.
I love how like Adam's terp memory is so good. It's great.
Oh my god. I can't remember many things, but I can remember terps.
There's been movie quotes. Guys, follow them.
I can also, yeah, it also is sad because, like, this magic, there was supposed to be more of this. And on the last time that it was coming to me, the homie who was sending it, I told him not to overnight it, and he overnighted it, and it never made it out of Colorado. And I was like, fuck. Much love, homie. I was really sad because that was a really fire pack, and it just never made it, unfortunately. And that was at probably the absolute height of the BHO prices. Like, I was paying like 90 U rosin prices. I was paying, I'm pretty sure I was paying like 18 a zip on diamonds.
Yeah.
But they were the best diamonds smoking, bro.
What I was
To this day, if I still had one of those jars, if I found one of those jars in the back of a fridge, you know, I'd put that up to the Pepsi challenge.
Bro, we did it. Like, you put it on the table with all the other fire rosin, and I continued. I probably took 6 dabs of it.
Dude, it's crazy because like since we got together, that magic has been like such a it's been like since I've known you that magic has been like such a prized possession.
I love it so much.
So funny.
It's fucking in the will.
I was so glad to pay that money for it back in the day, dude. I was not even sweating because it was all gravy. Because just how it was, you know.
100%.
But here's the other thing too, right? Like that was at a time where no one else was making diamonds. Like there was like people trying to make diamonds and failing, and to have these crystal clear rocks with this water sauce like 4 years ago was just like, it was unbelievable. And oh my God, I can't understate, the herps were unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was
crazy how it held out, man.
It was worth every penny, every single time.
Yeah, some things are worth it. Some things are worth it. The magic is worth it. The piff to me is always worth it. Like,
Yeah.
they're worth it.
Sour.
The sour is always worth it.
God, it was so good. Big ups to the homie.
That's awesome.
What a blessing, dude. 100%. All in the starting material.
Great rocking with you guys. I'm gonna pass out.
Dude, so good seeing you. Hon, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Love you guys.
Love you both.
Have a good night.
Love you both. See you guys soon.
See
I
you
know, so soon.
So excited. See you guys.
All right.
Peace,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Peace.